One day some hairy people on an ordinary spaceship went about their routine mission in an ordinary way.
Hello, I'm Faith, and welcome to Faith's Take, where I talk about anything and everything that I find interesting. And welcome to my review of RiffTrax, Planet of Dinosaurs. Now this review, and in fact a lot of future reviews, are all coming to you thanks to some incredibly generous people. Back in November, I streamed on Twitch for the charity St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and we raised over $2,500. One of the rewards I offered for donations was having me do full-on scripted reviews of your choice on YouTube, and this is the first one. This review was requested by Jacqi Ball, who you've probably heard me thank for her awesome Patreon donations every month. These reviews run the gamut from classic MST to more obscure RiffTrax, so we're going to get right into these charity rewards with Planet of Dinosaurs. After starting with the classic cheesy sci-fi opening shots of a huge fake spaceship floating toward an unknown planet, the ship freaking explodes. A rocket was just ejected before the disaster scans the nearby debris for signs of fellow survivors. Unfortunately, it seems like the few people in the escape ship are the only ones to have made it out alive. They send out an SOS and crash land on the planet below and begin to sink in the middle of the lake they ended up in. We then see our entire cast jump out the hatch, all wearing space outfits that look like primary-colored kids' pajamas. Everyone is instantly exhausted, but I feel like after barely escaping with your life after a spaceship crash, you'd have some adrenaline keeping you going, but I guess not. We get some exposition that the planet seems similar to Earth, despite the fact that they're light years away from any known civilization. And if things weren't bad enough, their distress radio was left on board so they can't send out additional calls. Thankfully, it's built to be buoyant, so it should be easy to snatch. Two officers, Chuck and Cindy, who both immediately disrobe, swim out to find it. Within seconds, Cindy is killed by an aquatic monster, and Chuck goes back before finding the radio under the captain's orders.
Hi, I'm a dinosaur from the titular planet of. Visit soon and say hi, won't you?
And the star of giant spider invasion muscles his way in for a cameo.
Yeah, the credits for this go on a little long, but when they're throwing this kind of eye candy at you, who cares?
Wow. Lucas! Oh, no!
Bill, it's okay. It's not Lucas. It's just an incredibly horrible, low-budget dinosaur movie.
Oh, thank God.
Don't worry.
Stand by for power thrust. Everyone strapped in? Blasting off now.
Strap in for a power thrust? What kind of movie is this?
See, Bill, this is better than Lucas.
Lucas, where?
Don't mention it. Sorry.
Navigation, where are we?
Well, we're over the Planet of the Apes, approaching the Phantom Planet, right near the Planet of the Vampires, which is across from the prehistoric planet.
Reserve only. Captain, slow her down.
He'd make a good Will Ferrell character, wouldn't he?
We're landing.
Captain.
Where are all these other people? Are they simultaneously crashing on other ships?
Shuttle's going down.
Hurry up, taking water.
Don't worry, people. We can blow home in style once we get to shore.
My heart, in case anyone was worrying about it, will go on.
You're utterly wiped out by the 20-yard swim. What, was there a Cinnabon aboard this spaceship?
There isn't any telephones. If there were, a long-distance race would be something else.
Guy in back is debating whether or not to be in the movie.
He doesn't know where we are. She don't know where we are. You don't know where we are.
Didn't you send out an SOS?
Yes, but I don't think it was received.
Well, send it again, girl.
Where is the distress transmitter?
It was in my purse with all my kettlebells. Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tow it in.
Also, I forgot a tow rope, a car, and that we were on water.
It's designed to float.
A duck, that is.
It must be floating out there somewhere.
Little Bob Rockskull will take care of it.
Chuck?
That's my favorite beef roast.
Wait.
She swims about as well as I can break dance.
Schnappy, no, drop!
That music's a little bit familiar. Wonderful. Bikini girl, dead. Chuck, alive and shirtless.
How do we stand with weapons?
4 lasers.
Though they all need batteries.
You're together?
D batteries. 8 of them.
Yes.
For each laser.
Mike?
Powder.
Having to head through a swamp, Derna, a civilian woman who's one of 5 separate actors whose character name is the same name as their real name for no apparent reason, has a breakdown, refusing to go in the water. Mike gives her his laser gun that he says can kill almost anything. Because why not give the woman with no training having an anxiety attack such a powerful weapon while she's under extreme duress? Derna, of course, slips and falls in the water. Nothing to do with a monster attack, she just falls. And apparently the futuristic laser gun built to kill anything isn't waterproof, so they're down a weapon already. After Officer Mike gets chewed out by the captain, the hike continues. And continues. And then they take a rest. What an amazing action-packed film we're in for, folks. Now, I understand it's nighttime, but it would be nice if we could see our characters in this scene. After some brief bickering about what to do next, a scary animal noise is heard from afar. Mike, who I refuse to believe was a real actor and must have just been the director's cousin or something, says it sounds like something he heard while he was in Africa. Not a specific animal, mind you, just the noise it made. This is very, I hear a mountain lion-esque.
I want the water, but I won't go in.
No, I won't go in, the most frequently heard phrase outside theater showing Speed Racer.
What happened back there? And I don't blame her.
Oh.
Look, take this. Take it.
Stop not taking it.
Anything that frightens you, press here. It'll kill almost anything.
Except my toe fungus. Found that out the hard way.
Careful, guys. You might run into the swamp thing, or the man thing, or moss man, or the heap, or...
Okay, all right.
The original title of the film was Planet of the Really Shy Dinosaurs.
Apparently. I just realized my midriff is showing.
Great, you got water in my spare beard trimmer.
I gave one of the lasers to Miss Lee. Dropped it when she got in trouble out there.
You gave a weapon to a civilian? An hysterical civilian at that? She might have shot all of us.
You're a disgrace to your Glenn Campbell hair.
Captain's right. I did a very stupid thing.
I said yes to Planet of Dinosaurs. The least interesting nature hike you've ever been on. The motion picture.
It says here the government guarantees this product contains an adult's daily requirement of vitamins, minerals, and protein.
And government cheese.
It enables a person to complete his daily task with strength, energy, and a cheerful attitude.
They're Mary Lou Redden bars.
Honey, I don't feel a bit cheerful.
Now, neither does anyone within earshot of you.
Well, this is leeching every last atom of hope and joy from my soul. I wonder if that's what they were going for.
Never had much survival training. They never covered this type of situation at the Space Center.
Hey, you'll do fine.
Exploding our first ship and sinking our second, and no big deal.
Until we're rescued, we'll use the survival tools we have and live off the land as best we can.
I give us 3 days tops.
Live off the land and ask somebody for some help.
I didn't plan this.
Day, night, where's he looking? Where were they going? Where am I? What does it mean to be human?
Mike, stay with us. See? Being hit with a 3-pound value sack of generic beef jerky, that's real, Mike. It's real, and it's right here.
It is. You're right. It hurts, and it's delicious.
What the hell was that?
I've heard something like that before.
During my last date.
Once when I was in Africa.
What kind of animal was it?
I don't mean the animal is familiar. I mean the sound.
Hey, the stutter was
It's
written
a
into the
hunting call.
script, so he did it, okay?
Whatever is out there is carnivorous. And it sounds very, very hungry.
In Africa, I conducted extensive interviews with the animals in order to establish their hunger levels.
The next morning, the group discovers a brontosaurus made of clay. They immediately make some enormous logical leaps and assumptions about the planet itself. That since it's similar to Earth and has what seems to be dinosaurs, it must be just like Earth, but a lot younger? I'm not so surprised that this crack team ended up crash landing after hearing this conversation. They then find a half-eaten dino and figure that a nearby footprint must be from the predator that ate it. Why do they just inherently believe everything at a first glance? All the smart astronauts must have died in the explosion. And more walking, and walking, and walking, and then resting, and resting. Their break is cut short, however, when they get caught between a stegosaurus and a T-Rex. They run just far enough to still be in plain sight when Mike realizes he left his gun behind. He risks his life to grab it, which may seem heroic, if not a bit stupid, until you realize the team still had multiple guns left, making his decision completely stupid in the end. Somehow he gets out alive, and the captain leads them all to higher ground, with, of course, a little bickering on the way. And we get rock climbing. Yes, indeed, our deep-hurting favorite, rock climbing.
How can you mend a broken heart? Hey, what?
Hi. Remember to fill your tank with clean-burning Sinclair gasoline.
Looks like some sort of dinosaur. But here?
On the planet of dinosaurs? It just seems weird.
Still want to stay here, Mr. Baylor?
Hey, it may be primitive, but at least I know better than to wear a polyester jumpsuit. Whoa.
Oh, look!
Something that I see with my eyes.
Let's just get out of here.
Look! Over there!
Cecil, no!
Oh, my God, it looks half eaten. What could have done that?
Some very large predator.
Predator?
Lee.
Get to the chopper.
Whatever made this print?
Come on, let's go.
Gotta get to a different spot that looks a lot like this and just kind of hang out there for a while. Hey, folks, God here. Watch me mess with these chuckleheads.
Yes, Planet of the Dinosaurs. Hour after hour of hot walking action.
More wandering through the desert than the Book of Exodus.
More walking about than the movie Walkabout.
More aimless meandering than a retirement home lawn on a nice Sunday. Planet of the Dinosaurs.
Rest period.
Oh, thank God. Watching them sit around and whine is second only to watching them walk places.
They just feel so vulnerable right now. Just the way I like them. Stupid, panicky, and wearing skin-tight unitards. We'll take shelter in the safety of this wide-open space.
My caulking gun!
The laser.
Dork run. Oh, God, what an imbecile. Oh.
How are we going to get away from something that big?
We find high ground and climb. Big awkward thing like that'll never be able to climb rock walls.
By the way, I became a dinosaur expert during our last rest period.
Hey, wait a minute. Whoa. Where are we going?
Up, Mr. Baylor.
Your butt, I mean.
Up there? What are you, crazy or something? Why?
Because from what I saw several miles back, I think there's a plateau up there.
So?
Quick teenage girl impression there.
Entrance, the bigger creatures won't be able to climb up.
Come on, we can pad out the whole rest of the movie doing this.
Climb every mountain, show every bit, make it your whole movie, spare us none of it.
Survived the key change there.
Barely.
And so the Fellowship of the Hare made their way up the perilous slopes of Caradhras, protected only by the magical raiments the elves had woven for them from finest elvish spandex.
Hey, I know what it snazzed this scene up. 20 minutes of pod racing.
Great, Bill. Then Mike and I can take turns hitting you in the face with a claw hammer.
At this point, it'd feel great.
Inevitably, there's a mishap on the way when Nyla, and yes, I admit I'm only getting the character's name right because I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, slips, almost dies, and drops their rations below. Does the captain insist someone go down to save their one direct life source? Nope! He insists there must be food to find on the plateau they're climbing towards. Much like the assumptions made about the entire planet earlier, he better happen to be right, or, they're all gonna starve to death. Harvey, the vice president of the company behind the rocket that exploded, has a squabble with Derna, who quits her job with him even though it was never even established she worked for him at all, so there's literally negative 15% emotional impact on the audience. Nyla and Harvey go in search of food and stumble across some big eggs. Now, in a hostile nature situation where you've already had one bloody death and some very near misses, you'd assume everyone would be doing their best to keep safe. But not our Harv. He screams like an idiot, for absolutely no reason, calling out ironically for whatever laid these eggs, and wouldn't you know it, Mama wasn't too far away. He gets chased by the plasticine dinosaur all the way to a cliff, where he gets impaled through the chest and thrown down to his ultimate demise.
The rock caused us to throw our stuff.
The Mary Kay samples.
Pull my arm off and beat her with it. That'll show her.
That was our food, Captain. You gonna send somebody down to get it? Are you volunteering, Mr. Baylor?
Wow. Zing,
Hey,
huh?
that was our food. We'll find food on the plateau.
I have no way of knowing this, but I harbor a deep and abiding faith in the benevolence of plateaus.
Too beat to make it down a hill, much less up again.
If he doesn't zip up that thing, I'm going to vomit right here.
Now remember one thing, I'm still your employer. I'm his employer.
Oh, Harvey, cool it. He didn't mean anything. I'll get your water.
Wait a minute, why should you be getting him water?
You know, still, this is a hell of a lot better than Survivor.
I'm her employer. Get on your feet, he's not... It's not gonna look too good on your efficiency record.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna beat your face in with this rock, then I'm gonna give your turtleneck to the shirtless guy.
Let's all bunch in here so if there's a tyrannosaur, it can kill us all in one chomp.
Ah, well, thank you, movie. Now I can identify the entire cast by their asses.
You haven't been carrying any heavy equipment, Mr. Baylor. You look fairly well rested.
Ship captain or fifth grade teacher?
Being a vice president.
Meanwhile, a well-hidden carpenter sands a table leg. There he goes.
Sanding is getting louder, closer, using an ever finer grit.
At any moment, he may begin varnishing. Ah!
It's not that funny.
Hey, Nyla! Hey, Nyla, come here! Come here!
Stop being there!
Harvey,
Shut the up.
I don't think a chicken laid these.
Well, I'll tell you something. It wasn't a streetcar, baby.
Probably wasn't a sewing machine either.
Here, Jacqi! Come here, Uncle Harvey, sweetheart!
Oh,
Yeah!
Hey, like a stop-motion gift from God. Yes, sir, I think it's jammed. Let me help you with that.
Harvey!
Going out Wile E. Coyote style, yep.
Whee! Whoopee! Hoo! Oh, wait, I'm dead.
Still, he suffered less than anyone who ever watched the ABC show Dinosaurs.
Oh, comfort me with your matching uniform.
The others are already celebrating.
After a brief funeral for their rock-stupid company vice president, the group is off walking. Again. Captain Lee decides a small patch of desert, identical to all the patches they've already walked through, is the best place to wait to be rescued. But fake-looking Beard Jim argues they'll never return to Earth. He insists they should hunt these ravenous reptiles, because centuries ago humans hunted wolves, which may be literally the stupidest reason to do anything that I've ever heard. The rest of the crew don't want to risk more lives, so they settle in and start building a stockade and crude weapons. Cap and Nyla start talking, and Lee's insecurities come bubbling out as he worries Nyla may think Jim is actually right about some things. It doesn't help that while looking for supplies, Nyla gets attacked by an Australian spider, and Jim has to save her since she can't be bothered to stand up or run away. But the stockade is finished, and the crew unwinds with some alcohol that Mike inexplicably brewed over the last few nights. And now let's take that cringe level up to a full 11, as Derna starts drunkenly dancing while these white, schlubby 70s actors attempt to clap on beat. Nyla can't take the awkward, and goes to talk to Jim, who may be the most pessimistic man to ever exist.
Well, now that we've finished the rock garden, we should probably bury Harvey.
Shouldn't we say something? I will.
It's hot and my pants are dirty.
Bye.
Ah, good. Back to what this movie does best, following a bunch of guys around to groany, wheezy synthesizer music.
I believe the original title of this movie was Rest Period.
It's a good spot. Easy to defend. We'll stay here till we're rescued.
Till we're rescued?
Only pussies get rescued.
When is that going to be, Lee?
They know where the Odyssey was when they lost her signal.
That is correct, Captain.
They'll see this planet.
Centuries ago on Earth, wolves used to wipe out whole villages until men went out and hunted them. Wolves learned. We've got to go out and teach them.
So you propose we start a wolf education program?
Trying to tame dinosaurs.
Well, we're gonna have to crucify someone eventually. Might as well get ahead of it.
Track.
For spearfishing or conducting their new Pops orchestra?
Well, the stockade's almost finished.
Good.
Can't wait to imprison our enemies.
It would have gone. That's why we climbed up to this plateau. We haven't seen anything up here that could get through that stockade.
Jehovah's Witnesses could.
No, not so far.
You agree with Jim? You think the stockade's a waste of time?
I didn't say that.
Jim lover! Jim lover!
Jim thinks everything I do is a waste of time.
He just has some ideas of his own. He wouldn't question what you were saying unless he thought it was for the good of all of us.
You agree with him?
Good Lord, why don't you just worship Jim?
Listen to sometimes. And then I must make my own decisions.
That is, after praying to my God, the most holy Jim. May Jim bless you. Wow, Charlotte has gotten huge. Oh, calm down, lady. Just getting closer because I'm hard of hearing. Don't have any ears. Plenty of eyes, not a single ear. Anyway, ow! Hey, come on! Hey, come on!
We're safe, huh?
Oh, now even I like Jim more than myself.
What are you doing?
Oh, getting some alone time.
Well, that's it.
Yeah. Let's go tell him.
Tell him how we have a useless bunch of tied-up sticks.
Listen, it tastes kind of weird, but
I call it Jägermeister.
sit back a wallop.
Why are there toads in it?
Maybe someone should stay on the alert.
Oh, come on, boss. We done built your stockade for you. Show a little appreciation. Have a drink with the help.
Yeah, your logic is airtight. I will get wasted.
Beauvoir Vineyards 98. A vintage year.
Redolent of dung and badger carcass, yes.
The dance of desire.
Oh, relax. It's not about a desire for sex. It's a dance of desire for sensibly priced homeowners insurance.
When white guys clap.
Oh, Jim, have some compassion. Lee's doing the very best he can.
For a non-bearded man.
Know. But out here, it's not enough.
He should drop his voice 2 octaves and grow a damn beard.
He doesn't.
Lee is weak.
Don't be cruel.
On this world, you have 2 choices.
Chicken or fish?
Be cruel or die.
Oh, that too.
The drunken party continues into the night when suddenly the vibe shifts from a happy stupor to a weeping mess out of nowhere, and the movie graciously fades us into the next day. After having an extremely uninteresting conversation with Chuck, Charlotte gets confronted by a small T-Rex. Chuck's able to stab it in the back, but can't fend it off by himself. It isn't until Jim shoots a laser at it that the beast gives up and leaves. Jim takes charge, and says that now that it's injured, it's the perfect time to finish it off and make the camp that much safer. Everyone except the captain agrees and follows Jim into battle. Too bad for them, the small T-Rex is taken out by a bigger dino before they can find it, meaning the danger near the camp is way worse than they thought. The team gets some practice on a smaller dinosaur and celebrate as if they've just won the Super Bowl and not just taken down the smallest possible threat they've yet come across.
Let's put a funny hat on him and
Well, we're all as safe as if we were home in bed.
Assuming we sleep in the alligator tank at the zoo.
Hey!
Teacher says every time a bell rings, a dinosaur gets its wings.
It was nice of the velociraptors to lend them a guitar.
So guys, s'mores? Or no? Group suicide instead, maybe? Okay, I'll make s'mores.
Being shirtless shouldn't be the organizing principle of one's life.
Child, you haven't finished laying out the reflectors. We have to lay them out if we want to be rescued.
What's the use?
If anyone saves us, they're just going to make me put on a shirt.
Where will we be?
And what would we be wearing on our torsos? Answer carefully.
Think 10 years ahead.
Oh, relax. It's just my cappuccino maker.
Oh, maybe you're right.
You know, I look forward to following the progress of her extremely safe, uneventful passage back to camp.
Hey, lady, I'm hungry. You know where I can score some lithonium?
Hey, no fair. Did the ref see that?
I had radial keratotomy last week, so sand in my eyes is very dangerous.
Son of a, don't you people fight fair?
Her offer yourself prone on a rock defense is quite unconventional. This is a job for facial hair.
All I wanted to do was politely request your drunken, noisy parties not go so late. It's our island, but forget it. We look forward to your smallpox-ridden blankets.
We work in pairs.
This is that thing's hunting ground, and it's coming back unless we make sure it doesn't.
How do we do that?
Restraining orders, lots of them.
Are you crazy? Some of us could get maimed or killed.
We're scared.
Wait till that thing gets hungry and comes back? No! I say we get it now while it's hurt.
Let's go, but first the tailgate party.
The fear, the tension, it's doing something to all of us.
It's making us drink homemade toad-flavored liqueur.
Never take me alive, you lousy fascist. No, Mom, not you too. Big Bird lives here.
Some other animal was here.
They're doomed.
He must have gotten our friend.
Yeah, and by the looks of it, he was several times bigger than that thing you were hunting.
That Elmo thing.
I took the suction cup off so it'll really hurt.
Good shot!
The other dinosaur congratulated him in a very girly voice.
All right!
Let's put a funny hat on him and take a picture.
We did it! We did it!
We brought down the tiniest, weakest dinosaur ever with only 7 of us.
Go, come on!
After some, you're not going to believe this, more arguing, the group is still divided between Captain Lee and Jim. But of course, as anyone with a functioning brainstem could have predicted, the stockade does less than nothing when a T-Rex knocks it down easier than a toddler with a set of Lincoln Logs. In the chaos, Durna runs toward the thing to grab the laser, which no one gave thought to grab before fleeing, and is eaten alive before Mike's eyes. The next morning, Lee finally gives in and admits Jim has been right, and they go off to stalk the bloodthirsty creature together and discover its lair before heading back, having accomplished nothing. The others decide to use poison berries to try and kill it. But, and I'm no prehistoric biologist, but just because something is poisonous to humans by no means equates to it having the same effect on dinosaurs, right? Either way, Lee says to kill and coat a smaller dinosaur in the berry juice as bait. That way no one is in direct danger of the T-Rex. Only in direct danger of, another freaking dinosaur. Jim, however, says spears coated in the poison stabbing the T-Rex should work. The group comes to the decision to try Lee's way first, with supposedly less risk, and then Jim's plan when Lee's plan inevitably fails, just like every single plan of his the whole movie. Half the group kills a random dino, while the others gather and smash berries and coat it in juice, and they head off to the cave of the monster.
Whatever it is, it's nearby.
The jury's still out on it being a dinosaur.
Are we gonna let it pick the time and place it decides to kill us?
You should at least consult with us
Got
first.
to hunt it down now.
No, we shouldn't risk any more lives just because you want to play Tarzan.
Tarzan, whose dinosaur hunting exploits remain relevant hundreds of years in the future.
To come get us?
The stockade provided slightly more resistance than your average Walmart reader.
The one I called useless just 2 minutes ago.
Oh, that's good skank.
Well, sadness, despair, distraught guys in blue uniforms must seem all too familiar to anyone who's ever been to a Kansas City Royals game.
Where are you going?
To find its lair!
And pledge it my undying allegiance.
Well...
So anyway, Lee, that's my theory about why dinosaurs from the Jurassic and Cretaceous period are intermingling on this planet even though they existed tens of millions of years apart.
Let's go.
We have 2 pointy sticks. I think we're adequately prepared for the task ahead.
Let's go.
Well, I give the director credit for not just playing the footage of them approaching the cave backwards. You have set the bar low, sir.
We've been deciding on how to kill that thing. We can use those poison berries.
The ones we called attention to earlier in the movie?
Juice rubbed on spears and arrow tips.
Why face the thing? Let's go out.
I can't close my mouth.
Stuff it with the berries and put it outside its lair.
It's too uncertain. Maybe he can smell these things. Maybe he knows they're poison.
Maybe I should talk quieter so he doesn't hear me.
The bait idea seems...
Let's get to work. You three go gather the berries. Chuck, come with us.
Picking berries and hunting a dinosaur are clearly tasks that require an equal number of participants.
Using the well-known dinosaur hunting method of her-ha, her-ha.
I'll tell my wife to have a British man revive me through ethically questionable DNA science. Ugh.
You guys want to walk next to each other and talk, or single file's fine?
The hell? Lee? What do you want? Does that mean Chuck is dead? Can you just... we could hear you. Your voice would carry very well. Just speak at a medium loud to medium volume. We'll hear you just fine.
You can hear us, so think it through.
And who could have guessed? It all goes wrong. Near the mouth of the cave, the T-Rex somehow sneaks up behind our cast, and while most of them run, Mike picks up a spear to fight it. Stupidly, no one, not even Jim, coated a spear in the juice just in case, and despite hitting the dinosaur, the damage is minimal and Mike is devoured. After Mike's corpse is carried home by the T-Rex, Jim officially takes the lead, and he and the group start putting together more stakes to coat in juice, hoping to get the dinosaur to attack it from the right angle and pierce itself. But even after plan of his own has been foiled, Lee still hates the idea of Jim attempting anything at all. Lee goes off and makes the Rex eat a different dinosaur? I have no clue what this scene even means. He gets back safe and is suddenly happy to join the crew again, and the crew grabs spears and chase the Rex down to his cave to lure it to their trap. And seeing as it was anyone but Lee's idea, it ends up working as intended, and they're safe for the moment. Jump cut to the future, where they've built a little homestead, and it's been at least 2 years, as Charlotte has a baby that can already count to 8. Because if you're going to be stuck on a hostile planet for the rest of your natural lives, it's definitely best to bring a new, small, innocent, vulnerable life into it. And that's it! Our crew and child now live forever, here on the Planet of Dinosaurs.
Yes, towards the cave. We gathered that we should proceed in that direction.
Sorry, guys. I saw that thing following us for the past mile or so, but I didn't want to say anything because the plan was going so well.
Direct hit. Wish we'd tipped the spears in poison.
He died the way he lived, showing off more gums than Mr. Ed.
Come on, there's nothing we can do from now.
Now that we've left him to die without protest.
And we lure the beast onto them. And if it's angry enough and as stupid as I think it is...
It should only kill 2, 3 more of us tops.
On the poison stakes.
Well, let's get to work. Where do we start?
Somebody give that girl a slap. She's hysterical.
No, she isn't.
Well, somebody slap somebody.
Ow!
Kevin, you slapped yourself?
I panicked. Sorry.
Where are we going, Lee?
Away from that.
Where are we going?
There's a valley west of here. I scouted it yesterday.
I didn't want to mention it till a few more people got killed.
You guarantee us completely safe? No more spiders, no more dinosaurs, all peace and quiet just over the next hill?
You're not risking any more lives.
By following my plans.
Leaving here. If you think differently, prove it.
I've always said you had to fight for what you really wanted.
You did?
Sometimes aggression is necessary.
Like when you're negotiating with a babysitter.
And he's off with the grace of a substitute gym teacher.
Let him go. He knows what he's doing.
Despite an entire movie's worth of evidence to the contrary.
Now for the ultimate showdown. 2 awesome predators enter, but which will emerge as the final kind of.
Tell Ray Harryhausen I love him.
Okay, you all know what we have to do.
Divide up his stuff before he gets back.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Oh, you've always got to have the last word, Jim.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yar, 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 yar.
Booga, booga, booga.
Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? Yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are.
You're doing it wrong, Bill.
For God's sake, my wife's got a migraine. Shut up.
Keep going. Run, run, run.
I'll say it a few more times. I don't think people are clear on the best way to escape here.
Run, run, run.
How's this setup different from the earlier stockade the dinosaur crushed like a grape?
This one is much closer to the end of the movie.
Borrowing an anti-burglar trick from Home Alone 3. Series got really dark towards the end.
Wow.
Hooray, we can die a slower, more horrific death by dehydration.
Maybe now we can make a new world.
Unfortunately, the world they made turned out to be Super Mario World, and they were all killed by Goombas within weeks.
Today we're having fillet of swamp monsters.
Can't we just agree to call them frogs?
I like that.
We're almost finished. We'll be right there.
Okay.
Yeah, Chuck somehow found a way to wear less clothing.
Like you gonna count that, Nyla? Like 1, 2, 3. Where's my 4?
You call that a 4, kid?
7. Good boy!
Makes me sad we're gonna have to sacrifice him to make the rainy season come.
Think we'll ever be rescued? Somehow it doesn't really matter anymore.
I bet the one guy who hasn't partnered up might have a very different opinion.
I hope you love watching people walking, resting, and bickering, because that is 89% of this entire movie. The writers clearly had an idea, not even a plot, just a concept, and decided to stretch 2 sentences on a page into a full 82 minutes. The film is chock full of deep hurting from all the walking, resting, and rock climbing. Also, while I'm sure our riffers didn't have access to a great print, especially since this riff is from way back in 2009, the visuals of this movie are also really bad. The cinematography is bland, and the lighting is so bad we can't even see our cast's faces when it's supposed to be dark. Also, I don't know who must have found all these lumpy, hairy actors attractive, but they loved having them take off their clothes. It just comes off as ridiculously goofy here. I'm assuming they thought it was alluring, because it doesn't serve a single purpose in the film outside of being awkward. Also, why are almost all, but not quite, all the character first names the same as their actors? Was it a contract thing? Did the actors or the director really want these names associated with the bland as wallpaper paste level characters for the rest of their careers? Either way, this is a goofy, bland sci-fi flick with a fun riff from early in RiffTrax history that should definitely be appreciated. As always, thank y'all so much for watching, and special thanks to my Patreon supporters, including Jacqi Ball, Kevin Nata, and Isabella Summit. And of course, an enormous thank you to all the incredible St. Jude supporters. That includes Nightwing, Technodan, Frank, Rogue2, Rich, Tommy Gun Servo, Mist Explorer, Curator of Entropy, Adam, Guido, Black Cat, Ryan, Roy, Donna, City Forever, Stuffy Wuff, Kevin, Servo1991, Angry American, Roland, The It and Fit, and of course, Jacqi Ball, who this review was requested by. I still have 12 more reviews coming down the pipeline, all thanks to the ridiculous generosity of this amazing little community of ours, and I hope you're as excited about him as I am. Also, if you're up for more content from me, check me out on Twitch at Faith's Take, where we did the whole St. Jude stream. We have a bunch of Mystery Science and RiffTrax watch parties, and I'm starting to venture into some gaming too, so be sure to check it out. Link down in the description. And if you want to help my channel grow, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys later.